Bada bing, bada boom. What to do? Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to this video because we're going to be talking about 8 different things that you need to know before moving abroad. These are different things that before I moved to China, I wish I knew. If I did, I would have saved myself so many headaches, and it's just a lot of very simple things that not a lot of people talk about online. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into these 8 different things so that you can be prepared for when you move abroad. So as you guys can see, I already made an article about this on my own Medium page, of which I'll link down in the description. On this article, I went into depth on a little bit different aspects of what you need to know abroad. So definitely check it out if you have some time. I post once a week on my Medium, all things expat and China related, with a little bit of different things mixed in between. So definitely take your time to check it out. All right, on to the video. And to be clear, no matter what part of the path you are on the way to being an expat, whether you're just thinking about maybe you want to do this or you already have your visa in your passport right now, these are still important things that you should know. So let's get the elephant out of the room. The most important thing that you need to research, and of course it's kind of obvious, is COVID-19 restrictions. Some countries have very strict laws, like where I live in China. Some places have very lax laws. So it's important that you do your research to be able to know different things that you need to handle to be able to move. Like for an example, this isn't for working or living, but my friend messaged me a month ago or so, and he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna be going to Hong Kong soon. You want to hang out?" And I was like, man, did you do all your COVID tests? You got your vaccination? You got your green code? Which for some of you guys, this probably sounds like gibberish, but for people living in China, this is what we live with every day. And that's why it's important to do this research, because he had no idea. He already bought the plane ticket and he found out that he has to do all these crazy things to be able to go, and he had to cancel his trip. So it's super important to do the research on COVID-19 restrictions depending on what country that you want to visit or what country you want to live in. The second thing that you need to do is pet my cat. Nah, just joking. The second thing that you need to do is figure out the easiest way to transfer money to or from your country of interest. So for me, and this is not a sponsored video, I'm not popular enough to do that yet, is swapsy.com. Boom, I'll put it right here. Swapsy.com is peer-to-peer insured transferring from person to person. Where I send USD, they will send me RMB, or the other way around. This is just one example. Of course, it's just for Chinese money and US, but there's a ton of different ways that you can do it. The reason I choose to use this website instead of a bank transfer is that a bank transfer can take an incredible amount of time, maybe like 2 or 3 hours, and a ton of paperwork to be able to do it. If you're transferring large sums of money, then definitely go the bank transfer. But if you're just doing, say, $1,000 or something like this, then the online route could be better. So this is something that's really important, is that you can find a way to get your money to or from the country. Number 3 was a big problem for me, which is researching how to get a new phone or a new SIM card. When I first moved to China, it was in January 28th of 2020. That is right when the country shut down for the initial phases of COVID. So all the stores were closed. There was nothing open, only supermarkets, and they're incredibly hard to get into. So I was stuck with a phone, and I was getting charged international rates and data because it was a US SIM card, and I was raking up this big old bill, and there was nothing I could really do about it. When you're on your plane or when you're about to get on, you can research the closest telecommunications stores and see the prices, see the deals. And I imagine when you're going abroad, you might have someone picking you up, whether it be from work or whatever it may be, and they can help you to discuss to get a new SIM card as fast as possible. Another good reason to have a SIM card of the country that you're going to be living in is because a lot of apps and different services require you to have that country's area code. So for example, I cannot use Didi or Taobao or anything like this with an American number. I need to have a Chinese number. So this is just one example of why you definitely got to figure out where to get a new SIM card. Number 4. Change your your necessary account information, man. This is so dang important because I got locked out from my bank, all of my emails, my Steam account to play games, my YouTube, all my social media. I got locked out of it all because I forgot to change the phone number from my US phone number to my Chinese phone number before I canceled my American plan, right? So I canceled my American plan not thinking, and I lost that recovery number. And because I lost the recovery number, I lost the recovery emails that were attached to that number. So I couldn't get in any of my accounts. And it took about a month or 2 months of constant emailing on another account to Google and to Steam and to Instagram and to get all of my things back together. And this is something that is so simple, but I just didn't know because no one told me. Change your account information when you get a new phone before you cancel your old plan. This doesn't even really need to relate to anything international either. This can be in your home country when you get a new phone. So definitely change your account information, guys. It is so important. It will save you so many headaches. Number 5. Exchange more money at the airport than you think you will need. We all know whether you're moving abroad or just changing your house in your neighborhood, moving costs more than we think. There are always some expenses that we don't account for. There is always something cropping up, especially internationally. Maybe your housing agent lied to you and there's a secret fee that you have to pay, or the rent is higher than they said. Maybe your phone is more expensive than you thought, or maybe the taxi from the airport to your apartment was 300 RMB because you're new to China and no one told you and the guy scammed you. I'm not talking from experience or anything. But an easy way to combat this is if you do your math, you say, all right, well, for example, I'm gonna need 3,000 RMB to be able to get set up for where I'm going, right? Take out 5,000 just because if you don't use it, then you can just put it back in the bank. But if you need it, then you have it. And a lot of people don't like to carry around large sums of money in one place. Totally understandable. I don't like to either. Because 5,000 RMB, what is that in USD? Maybe 800, 750, $800. But that is going to be a fat stack of cash. And you don't want to take that on the airplane. You don't want to take that walking around a city that you don't know. So my biggest tip, a professional tip right here, is to put it in small little groups in different parts of your luggage. You can have, 1,000 in your wallet. You have 1,000 in your binder with all your important paperwork. You have 1,000 in your carry-on with your shoes. There's just different ways that you can spread out the money. So if something horrible happens and you lose something or someone takes something, which probably won't happen, but it could, then you'll still have money left over instead of keeping it all together. And if you lose that, you're screwed. All right, so number 6 is to learn the numbers. This is something pretty simple. You can do this on your airplane on the way to your destination. If there is a country that you're moving to and the main language is not the language that you speak, the first thing that you can learn is the numbers, because there's a lot of important things that correlate with numbers that are super easy to learn, right? So you go to the supermarket, you want to buy a cola, and they'll say 3块, right? 3块. Me before, what? But it's just 3 RMB, right? This is something very simple. Or you're at a restaurant and they say 180. You say, huh? But it's your number. You have no idea that it's your number. But this is something super simple that you can learn, and it can help to propel you to learn things in the future even easier, right? Because most countries will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the numbers after that will still correlate to these ones. So you can learn the bigger numbers super easily. This is something very simple you can do on the airplane when you're bored. You just learn 1 to 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's super easy to do. Number 7. Know how to replace your passport if it is lost or stolen. Well, last week was Thanksgiving when I'm shooting this, and I lost my passport. Couldn't find it. this lady over here, she wasn't happy. I wasn't happy, because if I lose my passport, that is a whole lot of trouble. But I know what to do in case I lose. I know, okay, we'll have to go to the police station. I have to get a police report. I got to send that police report to the PSB. I got to take the PSB and then call the consulate for America. And I can start to get a new passport. But if I didn't know that, I would be screwed. Luckily, I was able to find the passport. It was in a jacket pocket. But this is something that is so important because I know a ton of people, or not a ton, but a few, that have lost their passport abroad. So one thing that you can do before you go abroad is to research online on government websites, on Reddit, whatever it may be, on the exact process to replace a lost or stolen passport. It is so important, and you will be so grateful that you did if you ever lose your passport, which of course, hopefully you don't, but it happens, man. It really does. The 8th thing that you need to know before moving abroad is that starting a new life in a new place takes time. It takes time to find friends, to find a routine, to find the food that you like. A lot of expats, we call this the 3-month funk, where for 3 months it seems like everything goes wrong. The apartment turns out to not be good. You can't find the food you like. Maybe your job lied to you on the contract a little bit. There's a lot of different things that will go wrong, and you will be frustrated and you will want to go home. It is normal. It happened to me, but it was a 6-month funk, not a 3-month funk. But we worked it out. I worked it out, and I was able to build a foundation of friends and work and activities that can keep me happy, keep me sane, keep me thriving. So it's so important. The most important thing on this whole list is to know that living abroad and becoming comfortable and finding what you like and what you want to do takes time. You cannot rush it. If you rush it, you're gonna be out of your country quick. You gotta let it sit, and you gotta work hard to make it what you want it to be. You might be wondering, man, Kade, why'd you make this video? This is some simple stuff. Exactly, it is simple. That's why not a lot of people write about it or talk about it online, because they think it's common sense. But a lot of us don't know it. So no matter what part of the journey you're on, whether you're just thinking about going abroad or you're going abroad, your flight is next week, you can find this video and know what to learn. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. If you made it here, man, just subscribe already. What are you waiting for? Come on, hit the subscribe button, comment what you think. Again, I'm super open to criticism, as this is something new to me. I'm not taking classes or anything like that for this at the moment, at least. I'm just trying my best to make content that you guys will like, that I like. So please, if you have any suggestions, like the lighting, I think it's a little better than last time. I think it's a little better. Or the volume. I think the volume is better this time too. But I'm always open to criticism, or for video ideas. If there's things that you want to see that I can do, I will totally do it. I have a ton of ideas, a ton of different things going on up here. It's just a matter of getting in the flow of recording and editing and getting it out. But eventually I definitely want to do at least one video a week. I think we're gonna start doing that pretty soon here, so I'll let you guys know. So from you, me, and I, have a good night, everybody, and take it easy. Meow. She's not happy.